Hello ladies, don't mind me, I'm just flying my drone. I think I look pretty good. Very simple premise here. What if you took, say, an Insta360 X5 with its 360 camera and made it fly? Well, that is the idea behind the brand new Antigravity A1, the world's first 360 drone that can also shoot at up to 8K resolution. But you may be thinking, hang on Tom, why would I ever want a 360 drone? When am I going to look upwards at the sky or behind me? Well, honestly, that was my first thought too, until, that is, I flew it and I could do things like this. And this, and a bit of this. I can get shots from the A1 I've never been able to with any other drone. And for me, it's kind of made drones exciting again. It's not going to be for everyone, and it's definitely not ready yet, but it's something different from all the other drones out there. Yeah. Am I open with this? Maybe we start the video like this.
That's right.
Maybe get that hook at the beginning, you know?
Here's the drone.
Do I look good?
Down from here, yes, you look fantastic.
So here's the idea. Insta360 have incubated a brand new company, a new brand called Antigravity, who are solely going to be developing drones. But using Insta360's camera technology and also presumably quite a lot of their money, Antigravity are aiming to launch their first product, the A1 drone, and yes, it does weigh under 250 grams, which means it bypasses a lot of the restrictions of bigger drones. The trouble is, DJI already make a lot of great drones, Mavics, Minis, Avatas. So Antigravity thought, let's try something different. Let's put a 360-degree camera on it and also develop an entirely new control system. So the Antigravity A1 is made up of 3 parts. You've got the drone, which let's say looks quite familiar to certain rivals, but it has its own twist. You've got a couple of obstacle avoidance sensors at the front there, with the 2 main camera lenses giving us that tasty 8K 360 video at the top and at the bottom. There's also this very cute little landing gear that automatically lowers when it comes in for landing. Love it. Swappable battery at the back, although I don't know the exact battery capacity yet, and also a microSD card for, well, your microSDs. Nothing too crazy so far, but then we have the goggles, or to give them their proper name, the Antigravity Vision headset. It's kind of like the DJI Goggles 3 meets Dr. Robotnik, I don't know, with a couple of cute little antennas at the top there, although I do seem to have forgotten to put one up. Again, this is all super duper early and there's definitely kind of a prototypey vibe to it. So headset on, looking very sexy, I might add. And then I'm seeing a 360-degree live stream from the drone in pretty decent quality, actually. It's essentially a big IMAX screen in front of my face, although it's more like a sort of square 4:3 aspect ratio. With a UI on top telling me my speed, my height, etc. It's kind of like when you're playing a flying game and then you put it into first-person view. They're calling it immersive flying, and to be fair, that's exactly what it is. It's very cool, and even if you've used a FPV drone before, this is different. But really, because I know I am recording everything in 360, I kind of just focusing on what's in front of me anyway. But it's pretty mind-blowing to look up, look down, look over your shoulder. You can see everything, and the drone is completely invisible. The stitching of the 2 lenses means you don't see any part of it. Plus, there is a small wide-angle lens up front for a camera pass-through if you need to see what's actually in front of you. So you've got the drone, you've got the Vision headset, and then you've got the Antigravity grip. It's an omnidirectional motion controller. You press the trigger to accelerate, point up, drone goes up, point down, drone goes down.
Bed goes up, bed goes down.
You've also got a takeoff and landing button, a shutter button to start and stop your recording, and also actually a very handy scroll wheel which can also turn the drone. It's like being in a VR headset, except this is actually reality. I'll be honest, I wasn't convinced to start with, and also I felt quite motion sick. If you've ever used a VR headset and played a game where you're moving, say, forward, but like looking left, looking right, and that's why a lot of those VR games have that sort of portal jump sort of mechanism for movement where you just move to one place at a time. But think about this, I'm standing, looking around, moving my body, the drone's flying one direction, and I can also look around the drone in 360. So I'm moving in 3 dimensions, the drone's moving in 3 dimensions, and also the camera is moving in 3 dimensions. It can all be a little bit overwhelming, But a couple of things I want to stress. I firstly only had a couple of hours with the drone, and I will say after maybe half an hour or so, I kind of did get the hang of it. So as I was trying to follow some cars and also go around this track, I'd be looking forward, I'd then sort of move myself physically to follow the track and also use the scroll wheel on the grip to turn it as well. It's a new experience and it will not be for everyone, but the good news is Antigravity is also developing a FPV, so like a first-person view where you are locked looking forward. Since my hands-on, Antigravity have optimized the frame rate in the goggles, and also they'll be introducing an anti-dizziness mode in the future. But I really do want to give Antigravity a whole bunch of credit because this is a very early hands-on of the drone. It's not launching until January 2026. So fair play to them for trying to get this right before they launch it. But let's talk about the actual camera used on the A1 drone. And while it's not identical, they've sort of said it's very similar to what we get on the latest Insta360 X5. In terms of the sensor size, although I think they will be slightly different sensors, the 8K resolution, their flow state stabilization, you're basically giving this wings, or actually 4 propellers. So of course there's no telephoto zoom lens here, unlike a lot of other high-end drones, which is a bit of a shame. But what makes this A1 drone special is exactly the same as what makes an Insta360 X3, X4, X5 special. It's the ability to capture everything at the same time and then reframe it afterwards. So you fly your drone, you record your video, and then afterwards you put it into either the mobile app or the studio app on your desktop, and then you can reframe it. Because you've captured everything, you can't miss the shot. If you've ever flown a drone, and I presume you have if you're watching this, you know that as you're flying it, you are framing your video. If your angle's a little bit off, if you're pointing a bit too high or a bit too low, you think, didn't get it, go again. Or like if you have a flyover shot, you get the one angle coming in, but then you are continuing to look in that same direction afterwards until you turn the drone around and come back again. With this, I can do all of it in one take. And then you're also probably thinking, oh, should I capture it in sort of horizontal 16:9 or vertical 9:16 for social? Well, obviously with this, you can reframe it and change the aspect ratio afterwards, so you can get both. Now bear in mind, this is a pre-release drone running pre-release software with pre-release cameras, but at launch you'll be able to record it up to 8K resolution, and image quality should be on par with the Insta360 X5. And it kind of gives you the best of both worlds between a traditional drone and an FPV drone. Couple of things I did notice though, sometimes you do see a little bit of stitching at the edge of the lenses in the video. Also, like if you've ever used an Insta360, if you get like water droplets or a bit of dirt on it, it does show up in the video afterwards, so you really have to be careful to make sure the lenses are clean, but that goes for any camera really. Also, currently the lenses are not replaceable on the A1 drone like they are on the X5, although they have taken that feedback on board and have said that they're working on it. They'll see what they can do. Also, if you want prop guards, to protect the propellers, then that will be an optional extra. Oh, and also, I mentioned there's 3 parts to the drone, the headset, the grip controller. Actually, there's a 4th, the power brick, which is kind of like the Apple Vision Pro, and you have to cable that from your headset into your pocket or wherever. And while that charges via USB-C, the other end of it that goes into the headset is one of Antigravity's own proprietary ports, which seems like a bizarre choice. And actually, there was a couple of times during the hands-on event where they had lost the cable between the battery and the headset, so they couldn't fly it. I hope they can change that port on the headset to USB-C. However, they tell me because of how important the power stability is for the preview in the goggles, using any random USB-C cable might result in the goggles not working or losing connection, so for safety and reliability, they've gone with their own connection. But yeah, altogether it's quite a lot of stuff, the headset, the drone, the grip, and the battery. They also said that it has a payload warning that will prevent it flying if it detects an anomalous payload, so it can't be used for bad things. And of course, you've got all the standard safety features like return to home, you've got the geo restrictions. They haven't said if there will be a separate app like there is with DJI. I presume there will be, but we'll see. But anyway, putting everything else to one side, the whole point of the A1 and why I am excited for it is it lets me capture shots that I just haven't been able to before with any other drone or any other camera. What we're seeing with other drones is, slightly better camera quality, slightly longer battery life, that sort of thing. This is a fundamentally new category of drone, and it lets me do things that I couldn't before, which for me is always a win. How much will it be? Well, they haven't said that just yet, although they did suggest that it would be a premium drone product, especially given how much hardware comes with it, so probably over 1,000, but we don't know just yet. There really isn't anything else quite like this. This level of immersiveness when you're flying a drone, the flexibility of reframing afterwards, and this entirely new control system really makes the A1 stand out, and I'm excited to try this again. But make sure you've hit that subscribe button and stay tuned, as I will have my full review as soon as possible for you guys. But in the meantime, what do you make of the new Antigravity A1? Would you be excited to try it and fly it? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time right here on the Tech Chat.